Hello, everybody. My name is Gavin Ray. I am a technical evangelist here at Hasura. Thank you for tuning in today. And today we are going to talk about Stripe. It's really cool. Hasura, also really cool, and ways in which you can use them together. Specifically, we're going to start with the Connect APIs and some of the cool new stuff that's been done there. And we are joined today by Charles from the Stripe team. Hello.
Hey, Gavin, thanks for having me, man. Really excited to be here.
Yeah. So, Charles, absolutely. Thank you so much for coming on the show. I was so excited when I got the email, kind of talking about the new APIs. For those of you who might not be subscribed to Stripe developer emails, because that doesn't sound like the most interesting thing in the world to you. They've done some really cool stuff lately. And one of those really cool things is that you can use their Connect APIs for multi-merchant marketplaces in sort of this low-code, no-code sort of way. And I reached out to Charles and I was like, hey, would you be open to speaking about that and maybe some other neat stuff? And he was like, hey, sure. So that's kind of what we're going to be talking about today.
Yeah, true story. I'm super excited to be talking about Connect. Like you said, we have essentially we have no-code solutions for multi-platform or multi-merchant transactions. And just to give folks who may be watching the stream who have never heard of Stripe before a little bit of context, Stripe is a company that builds infrastructure for the internet. We started out in payments, accepting payments online, like PayPal or Braintree or Adyen or what have you. And over time, we've added more and more solutions. One of those solutions, one of those products is Connect. And essentially what it allows you to do is to build these multi-merchant platforms or just platforms in general. So think of something like Lyft, right? That's a multi-merchant situation. That's a multi-party situation where if you call a Lyft, right, you get picked up by a driver and you pay some money. Now, when you pay that money, most of it goes to the driver, some of it goes to Lyft. Now, being able to actually move money in that way is really, really complex. But what Stripe Connects does is essentially takes that really complex thing that's really tough and makes it a few API calls. And at this point, it's not even a few API calls. It's a few clicks in a dashboard and a few links that you send people. So for this stream, we're going to start off, and I'm going to show you how to do that using this new product that we have called Payment Links.
Let's do it. I actually have never used this one myself, being somewhat of a Stripe veteran. So I am super stoked to learn how to use this one as well.
Oh, yeah, it's really cool. Yeah, so I think we got a few people in the stream. Where's everybody coming from? I see we got Jose from Spain. Anybody else out there? Let us know where you're watching from. But in the meantime, let's just get right into it. So just gonna go take over here. Share my screen. All right, so. All right, everybody can see my screen, right? Right, Gavin?
Yeah, you are all good.
Sweet. Okay, because I can't see anything anymore. So I'm just going to hop into Docs really, really quickly because there are a few things that I think it's worthwhile explaining about Connect. So Connect is a general product for doing multi-party payments. And right now I'm just on the Stripe Docs. There are tons of docs to read, but I think the doc that is most important when you're thinking about Connect, once you understand what it does, is this particular doc that just outlines the 3 different flavors of Connect. So there's standard, express, and custom. And what really differentiates them is the amount of integration effort, right? How you integrate, what the onboarding looks like, and how much involvement Stripe has in terms of communications with the end customer. And you can think about it as a spectrum, right? So if you want a Connect platform that is the lowest integration effort, where your relationship with Stripe is super, super clear, and out there, and you're using lots of hosted options and things like that, you would go with standard, right? And in that case, like your sub merchants are essentially making their own Stripe accounts, and then they're like linking to your Stripe account as a platform, and then you're helping them facilitate payments, right? And then on the other side of the spectrum is Custom Connect, and that's like the highest integration effort. And generally, like Stripe's completely in the background. A Custom Connect platform is a platform where the customer might not even know that you're using Stripe unless they like look into your terms of services, for instance. And then right in the middle is Express. So for this particular stream, we're going to be talking about Express.
And so one way of looking at it too is that you're essentially trading your ability to customize that user interaction as far as their experiences with Stripe and the flexibility of the UI for ease of onboarding. Where at one extreme, it's just like, here's the generic UI components and this is what you're going to get, but that's almost no integration effort. And on the other end, it's like, you're going to do most of this yourself, but you could be really flexible about what the UI looks like. And people may not even know that you're using Stripe, but it's going to cost you a lot of effort.
Definitely. Yeah. If you want to own the entire experience, that's generally going to be custom. Now, I see custom like less often than I see standard and express. But yeah, like if you're doing custom, that's a significant amount of effort. But if you want to own that end-to-end experience, that's generally the option that people go for in those cases. And Gavin, we were chatting when you were working, I guess, at another job, and you had to do some stuff with Stripe. Which one of these did you end up integrating with? Just out of curiosity.
Yeah, Express. I just think it's the best trade-off between them, and it's also the point. If you go custom, you don't get access to things like the client overview portals for account balances and analytics and stuff like that as well, because those are Stripe hosted, and you own the user experience. And obviously Stripe can't provide you those sort of like account management portals and analytics reports if you're completely masking the fact that you're using Stripe. So I definitely found that Express just generally seems to be the best kind of trade-off there.
Yeah, I tend to agree. Like if I were building something, I would probably build off of Express myself, but totally depends on, your particular use case. So this is like, these are the three flavors of Connect, but like, how does Connect work? Essentially, it's going to look pretty much like this. Someone pays in, and then with Express and Custom in particular, the charge happens on like the platform, right? So the money goes to the platform, and then automatically some of the money is transferred to the merchant. Now, the place that the money is transferred is called a connected account, and a connected account is linked to the merchant's bank account. So to go back to that Lyft example, when you make a charge, the money goes to Lyft, and then Lyft probably keeps a small fee, and then the remainder of the money is transferred to the connected account, which in this case is the driver. And the driver's bank account is connected to that connected account, so that the money, automatically or manually is paid out to that driver's bank account. And that's pretty much how it works. That's Connect in a nutshell, essentially. Now, in terms of like what we're going to be doing today, we're basically going to be doing this exact flow, but we're going to be doing it in a no-code way, right? So in order to do that, we're going to need to do, I'm just going to stop sharing real quick. There we go. So in order to actually like do this, we're going to need to do at least two things, right? So first, we're going to need some way to actually like get people to sign up. That's like so that people can onboard and be on your platform in the first place. And then the second thing we're going to need to do is we're going to need some way for them to actually do a payment. So in this particular case, you can use APIs and build custom forms. There's a hosted option and things like that. But in our case, we're going to use a relatively new product called is a no-code way to accept payments on Stripe. And it's as of, I think like a month ago, a no-code way to like accept payments as a platform on Stripe. So let's hop into that one real quick. All right, so I'm just gonna go back and share my screen one more time. All right, and can you see my screen?
All good.
All right, is this font good? It looks big to me, but I don't know what it's like for the audience.
I can read it, yes.
Cool. All right, cool. So what I got here is just like a Stripe dashboard. When you sign up for Stripe, this is what you get. So let's go ahead and let's see. What was our first thing that we needed to do? We need some way for people to actually like sign up for the platform. So what you would want to do, and if anyone's following along, you would want to go to Connect, right? And right now you'll see I'm in test mode. With Stripe, you have like a test mode and a live mode. You don't need like a test account. Your account has like kind of like a shadow of itself called test mode. And so I have that activated because, you know, we're going to be doing some testing. Now let's see. We want to create a link so that we can onboard new accounts. So let's see how we go about that. We go to connected accounts. We go to create. And again, this is like the low-code way of doing it. We pick our account type. So we're going to stick with Express. The country is going to be the United States. Click continue. And here is our link. Now, what you would do with this link is it's a one-time link. You send it to your user. So if you're like super scrappy, you're building a no-code platform, what you would do is every time you have a user who wants to onboard, you would essentially go here, get this link, and then you would send it to them. And as long as they complete it within 7 days, you'll get like a nice email to let you know whether or not you'll get a nice email to let you know that they actually like signed up for your platform. So like, what does this actually look like though? Let's just take a quick look here. So I'm just going to go here. All right, so here it is. This is a hosted onboarding form. Actually, this is the OAuth form. It's a little bit different than a hosted onboarding form. But this is a hosted onboarding form itself, hosted by Stripe. And it's also customizable. So you'll see that like it has the Hasura logo, which you can add in your settings, the name of the company, which in this case is Hasura Demo, and also just like a message to let whoever is being onboarded know that they partner with Stripe. So that's, again, like with Express, it's pretty clear that you partner with Stripe, similar to Standard Connect. So let's do this real quick. We can pick which type of business we are. So let's say that we're like an individual. Let's add the test phone number here. And then we can do, let's see, maybe not that one. Test email at example.com. Click continue. Use test code. And then it'll just walk us through the onboarding, essentially. So I can add in my name, say my name is Jenny Frozen, and it can be www.realsite.com. Or if you don't have a website, you can also do a product description. So let's say we sell frozen, I don't know, socks, right?
Socks.
Sell socks. I don't know. Maybe not just socks, really fancy socks.
I dig it. Fancy socks.
Right. Who knows? So you would put your bank account. Really important to have the bank account because again, you need this in order for Stripe to be able to pay you out, right? So you'd add your bank account. And then in addition to that, you add some information about yourself. So let's see. Add in.
Oh, yes. Memorizing these dates from the docs was one that took a while.
Yes. Yes. And that's a good call out. So like right now I'm in test mode. So I am adding in certain values that seem nonsensical, like the date of birth being 1901. And it's just that these values are essentially like test values. So when I type this in, it's going to verify. Same thing with the social security number, right?
Yeah, that one's buried in the docs.
Yeah. So it's verifying. So it can take up to about a minute. And if I actually typed in the right values, it should verify. We'll see. But being a live demo, who knows?
Yeah, it is the law, the immutable law of live demos.
Yeah.
The thing that worked 5 minutes ago will break on screen.
100%. Every single time. I think I'm tempted to just submit it because this can happen asynchronously. Also, like.
Oh, that's neat.
It should. Yeah. It should. It's great if you can do it because then we'll see it in the dashboard as being verified, but I'm just going to submit it for now. All right, cool. And that's onboarding essentially. So
now that whole business, if you are a real business, at this point, you are just completely able for me to start transferring and processing payments, kind of, doing all those financial things with you. That's pretty much it, right?
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Like if that little verifying loading screen had been completed and it was a green check, we would have been all good to go. In general, when it's not a demo, that happens in about a minute. When it is a demo, it does demo things. But let's hop back into our accounts because we might actually be able to see this new account that we created. Let's just do a quick refresh. Oh no. Alrighty. All right, I'm just gonna drop
go
real quick.
Go off screen.
Yeah, again. Whenever you need to do these types of things.
So I have one random question.
Hit me.
The only kind of thing I ever ran into with the Stripe APIs is, how you have a bank account and the bank account is attached to the connected account, and that's the way the payouts work.
Yeah.
Maybe about 2 or 3 years ago, as I recall, I don't think there's a way unless you go with custom to handle if a connected account has multiple bank accounts. Do you know if they've updated that since now, or are you still kind of like forced into custom just because of the way those APIs are built?
Oh man, let's see. I actually don't know that one offhand.
I don't blame you. It's a really niche circumstance.
It's a little that one's a little niche. Just quick one here. How am I sounding here? I think I got a quick message from someone in Austin saying that I might have the wrong microphone on. I don't know. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. It may be that you have the wrong microphone. It's not like the clearest thing in the world, but it's also not unclear.
Let's take a look. Any better?
Basically the same.
It's really no good. I don't know what's going on there. If it's bearable.
You sound fine.
Yeah. Let's see. It sounds like. Let me take a look here.
How's that?
Oh yeah. That's definitely that microphone.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good. Thank you. Thank you, random YouTube people. I really appreciate it. No, that's actually fun, not me. Cool. So let me hop back into stream. Let me hop back into Stripe and let's get back to doing what we were doing, shall we? Okay. So, all right, we can all see everything, right?
Yeah. And you got the buttery smooth tones coming out of that microphone now.
Oh, that's perfect. That's exactly what I was going for. Okay. And the great part about that brief intermission is that it gave us time to actually like get this account completed. So it did complete and verify asynchronously. So we can actually see it here. Yep, test -email. So this is the account. So our next step, now that we've onboarded this user really quickly with this simple link, now what we need to do is set up some way for them to accept payments, right? Okay, so we said that we were going to sell stocks. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to payments, and then we're going to payment links, and let's add a new payment link. Now, what a payment link is, it's a hosted onboarding form that allows you to accept, credit card payments by essentially just giving someone a static, like a single link, and anyone can go to that link. They'll present it with this checkout page, and they'll just be able to like make the purchase essentially. You also have like a variety of different options. You can allow promotion codes. You can allow customers to adjust the quantity. You can collect customers' addresses if you need it for fulfillment. So in this case, let's go ahead and like add a product. So we said we wanted to sell fancy socks. And let's see, the description is going to be really fancy socks.
Really, really fancy.
Truly, I mean, we need to emphasize this. Really, really fancy socks. I don't have an image of these socks, but assume that they are extremely fancy.
Use your imagination.
Exactly. They're going for $25 a pair, right? So let's go ahead. We'll just add this product. So we're getting there with our checkout form here. Let's see. Maybe we collect customers' addresses, right? And we can show a confirmation page with a default message. So we can say, thank you for buying these really fancy socks. And here's how we actually route the money between the platform and the sub-merchant, right? So after the payment, you can split the payment with a connected account. So we can select from the accounts that we've already signed up. Now, the one that we just signed up was test-email. And we can put in a percentage that, we as a platform should keep. So Gavin, are we how much should we keep?
Apparently we should keep something higher than 0%.
Definitely higher than 0%.
That's the advice.
Okay.
So we should keep 10%, man. Let's be savage.
Oh my goodness. Truly savage. Okay. So let's go ahead and do this. Oh, one last call out. So if you're looking at this page, you'll notice that it has some custom branding, it has a logo here and some coloring, and that's all handled by the branding settings. I pick this color, so you can do some light customization of this hosted form. So let's create this link, and here's our payment link. And let's see, is there a way for me to share this with folks on the stream so I can get some people to buy these fancy socks?
Oh, you should. Yeah.
Right?
I think we have a chat, right?
We totally do. So I'm gonna stop sharing for a second. Actually, I've already done it. Let's see. Can you share it out? I don't think I can I can't respond to the comments directly.
Can
you?
Yeah, I can do that. That's weird. Here we go. Please buy these socks, people.
Nice. All right, let's see if we can. Let's give it a second. I wonder how many pairs of socks we can get bought. But essentially, when you think about it, how long have we been doing a stream? Almost 30 minutes. That was the entire process of onboarding accounts with one link, and then also essentially creating a product that people can make purchases on with a single link. So it takes about 15 minutes if you want to take the low code route.
It's just it's unreasonable. You think back to like the Ruby on Rails days in like the early 2000s, like 2012, just how long would it have taken you to build that custom? Like, oh man, we're
Yeah.
spoiled. Technology has spoiled us.
Oh, absolutely. Like once you use payment links, it's pretty tough. Oh, one thing for folks who are going to try the link, right? So with Stripe, and Gavin alluded to this already, there are certain like tokens that you use in order to do certain types of test payments. So
Uh-oh.
if you want to complete this test payment successfully, you got two options. If you have a digital wallet, you can just try it.
Yeah,
Otherwise,
Jesse both.
otherwise it's 41111, etc. Or you can go with the other one, the 4242. And if anyone wants to guess why it's just 4242 over and over and over again, please put it in the stream. I wonder who gets that one first.
I actually don't know.
No?
Mm-mm.
Someone knows why it's 4242 over and over.
If you know, please post.
Please post. I'll try and send you socks. Oh no. We'll see. So let's see. Maybe some folks have made a transaction. So I'm just going to go back. I'm going to hop back into it so we can do some more Stripe stuff. Cool. All right. So let's see. Did we get any payments? Maybe, right? All right. The money's, oh, look at that. The money's rolling in. We got something from Will, Sarwan, BW. This is great. We're rich. We've already made $75 worth of revenue in like 10 seconds. We're doing pretty well here. Okay. So this is the low code approach. So you know what to do with Stripe. So I think the next question is like, how does this connect with Hasura, right? So let's talk about that for a second. So Gavin, what I'm thinking we should do is there's like two pieces of information that we're like creating right now that I think is like pretty important. The first are these like payments themselves, right? We should probably track that somewhere. And these are probably associated with some type of order. After all, people are buying socks. They expect their socks. We should make sure that we have some way to keep track of that in a database.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, right?
Yeah, I can't send them the socks if we don't track who buys the
Exactly.
socks.
And then let's see. The other thing that we're creating here is, let's see. We're also creating these connected accounts. Like it's great that we can always just go into Stripe and see which connected accounts are currently complete. We can see what the balance is, what the volume looks like and stuff like that. But ideally, we would store that outside of Stripe as well, right?
Yeah.
So we can keep track of like which merchants we have. Maybe we do some analytics or something like that. Who knows, right?
Yeah.
So
MVP customers buying
exactly.
all the socks.
100%. 100%. So I think we have a good idea of like which database and which data store to use. We should go with Hasura, right? So let's see here.
You know, I might be slightly biased, but I would say so.
Okay, so let's give that a shot. So if we hop into Hasura, I already have two projects, one that I use to like learn Hasura and this one for this stream. So if you want to follow along, I'm going to share a quick project that you all can use. I'm going to be doing a lot of this stuff in Glitch. Essentially what we're going to do, we're going to build like a very, very basic backend so that when someone signs up to Stripe on your platform, like they create a connected account, we can add that into Hasura and keep track of it. We're also going to create another integration where essentially when someone makes a payment, we are going to store that payment inside of Hasura so we can do fulfillment. So let's see here. I have a glitch, and a glitch is just a nice way to really quickly like write an app share it with people. If you're doing like a really basic demo, this is a really great place to start. If anyone on the stream wants to code along, or you're watching this afterwards, let's actually let's share this so everyone can follow along if they care to.
Share and comment up.
So I'll share that one with you.
And into the chat it goes.
All right, cool. So in order to actually use this glitch that I've shared, you're going to want to have a few different things. First, you're going to need some secret, like your secret key from Stripe, and then you're also going to need your Hasura admin secret. Is that the right name for it? Right. Okay, cool. So let's go ahead and get those. So do that. Share my screen one more time. All right, cool. So we have a project here. It's a really, really basic project. I'll just walk you through it super quick. So we have our server.js, and this is just like a Fastify server here. It's really similar to Express if you've ever used Express. It's basically Express with a different name, it feels like.
Faster Express.
It's Faster Express, exactly right. So just going through this file really, really quickly, we have a .m file here, and this is where we're going to store all our secrets. So we have a Stripe secret key, a connect secret for our webhooks, and we're going to get into that a little bit later, as well as a platform secret for our platform webhook. We have this content parser. We'll get into that a little bit later, but it's essentially so that we can do things like verify webhook signatures to make sure that they actually come from Stripe. We have this really basic page just to let us know that our API is up. And then we have some different endpoints that we might want to use. Now, the endpoints we're going to focus on today are just going to be webhooks, actually. So speaking on webhooks, when something happens in Stripe, essentially it creates an event. Like if an object is created or modified, like if someone creates a payment or someone creates an account, two things happen. The first thing is that like Stripe actually creates that thing and stores it. And then the second thing is that Stripe creates an event. And these events can be sent to a backend endpoint through what's called a webhook. So Stripe sends these webhooks so that you can keep state on different things that are happening within Stripe. So in our case, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be using two webhooks. The first webhook is going to be the connect webhook. Let me make this a little bit bigger so it's a little bit easier to see. The first webhook is going to be this connect webhooks. And essentially what this is going to do is whenever someone signs up on the platform and creates an account, it's going to create an account, and it's also going to send an event. And that event is going to be called account.updated. And this updated event just lets you know that an account was updated in some way or possibly created. And what we're going to do is we're going to take that account, we're going to take the information from that webhook, and then we're going to essentially push it to Hasura. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to do something similar for payments. We're going to listen for payment link completions. And if someone completes a payment link, it's going to create an event, and it's going to be called checkout.session.completed. We're going to grab the information from that webhook, and then we're just going to push it into Hasura for fulfillment later. And that's our game plan. Sound good?
Sounds solid. Didn't you folks also recently revamp the webhooks dashboard on the Stripe web UI?
Yes. Oh my goodness, Gavin, you're a man after my own heart, man. You're really following Stripe, and I love it. Yes, we have. So like, let's take a look here. So this is our new webhook experience, and this is where you're going to actually create those webhooks. So let's see here. We have a webhook we have two webhooks right now. We have our direct webhook and we have our connect webhook. Now these are for actually a slightly different glitch than the one we have here. So let's make a new one just so we can see what this looks like. So when you want to create a webhook, you got two options. You can just like add it if you already have your webhook handler set up, or if you want to test it, you can actually use what's called the Stripe CLI to essentially forward webhooks to like a local server if you have it. In this case, like we're using Glitch, so we can just add an endpoint and we'll build it out in Glitch. So let's go ahead and do that. So I'm just going to go to server, and I need the URL of this glitch. This is like the live site here. And if we go back to the webhook, let's see, which one should we build out first? So the first thing we're going to be doing is like, first thing that we want to focus on is just like making sure that when someone makes an account, they're actually, we're like saving their account in our backend. So let's go ahead and do that. So let's say, have signed up. And we're going to listen to events on the connected account. And we'll go to account, and we just care. Man. Right? It's a lot slicker than it used to.
Dude, yeah, this is so nice.
It is definitely an improvement for certain. So if we add the webhook, and that's pretty much it. When you in terms of like adding it on the Gavin's laughing because he's like, that's not it. We got a lot more work to do.
No, I mean, I saw the implementation code on the right, and that's like code gen from the events that you choose. So it's just, I mean, it just gave you the webhook handler and was like, here, drop this in, and then you just fill in the business logic. I mean, that's pretty nice.
It is. Oh my goodness. You know what? I want that back. I totally do, because it's slick to be able to drop that in. Let me see. I want to try and go back so I can get that code. Here we go. Let me just grab this. You're right. We can literally just snatch this, and we're done. So yeah. Can I might be able to replace all of this. I think it was already in the try. No, it wasn't. So Gavin's right. You can just drop this in. It's formatted a little bit. All right, there you go. So this is pretty much the webhook. We can just test to see if this works. Let's just let's see. Does it already have a, yeah, so it'll reply and send true. So let's just test it. Let's see if it works. So I'm going to go back. I'm going to go to, which one did I just create? I think it was this one. Yeah, so let's actually like test the event. So in order to actually test it, we're going to need to grab our secret. And this line in secret is
don't steal. Nobody steal.
Please don't steal this. I really appreciate it. if you don't steal my secret. Let's see. So we're going to drop this in. We're going to drop in our connect secret. Let's see what else. You also need our Stripe secret key. So let's grab that too.
Also, please don't steal this for the next like 20 minutes.
Please. Later on, you can do whatever you want. So I'm going to just grab this one as well. All right, cool. So if I hop back into my code here, we got Stripe. It's using my secret key. We got the connect webhook secret is using the connect webhook secret here. And let's see here. Yep. So I'm doing the verification of the webhook. And this is just what that secret is for. It just essentially lets you know if it's legit and it's actually coming from Stripe. So this should be good. Let's go back to the webhooks and give it a try. So we're going to send the event. we can include some connect parameters. And this is just going to like send a mocked webhook. And it worked.
Oh, received true. And the response.
Yep. And that's exactly what we were sending.
If we change it, will the response change? So if we make it like received to or something?
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Right. Let's go ahead and try this real quick. And if we send it again, boom.
Oh man. That's nice.
It makes it really easy. So now that we kind of have like the Stripe part set up. Like we have our webhook handler. We've tested it. It works. It verifies the signature and all that good stuff. The next step, I guess, would be to just like hop into Hasura and then try to add this to the database, right?
Yes, sir.
Let's give it a shot. Let's do it. Okay, so I'm gonna go to Hasura console and all right, let me go ahead and just grab my secret here. So I'm going to copy that and I'll go back here to my glitch and I'm going to throw this in here. So that's my Hasura secret. Now, in order to actually be able to like make queries against Hasura, I have this really simple wrapper around Axios, right? I'm going to just be essentially hitting like my Hasura cloud endpoint, and I'm just going to be passing in some queries and some query variables. And that all makes sense, right? I actually just learned GraphQL pretty recently.
Oh,
so
do you like it? Or what are your thoughts?
Man, I want to be honest, like getting a 200 when there's an error feels weird. But other than that, I kind of really like it, actually.
Yeah.
It's pretty nice.
Yeah. Yeah, you did that 200 error thing is weird, but that's why there's like clients that just wrap the response and like internally throw the error.
Yeah. What's like your favorite client, by the way?
I'm really partial to URQL Urkel, which is basically like a lighter weight Apollo. And there's a really neat tool called GraphQL Zeus that can basically like you just give it the URL to your GraphQL server. It works with any GraphQL API, and it auto-generates TypeScript types, which, like, if you're not a TypeScript person, obviously has no allure to you. But it basically makes it so that if you had like an automatically typed like ORM, pretty much, because you could just be like, you know, db.users.where, and then it like strongly auto completes all the like things that you can filter on and the return type. It's pretty cool.
Oh, that sounds dope. I don't do a lot of TypeScript, but I want it for the autocomplete.
Right. Yeah. That's the big benefit there.
Right. It's just super nice. Okay. So if this works out, let's see what we got here. So I have my Hasura Stripe demo project. So let me see here. I'm going to go into data, and I think I've already connected my database, and I actually might already have a table too. Let's see. Yeah, I have a table. I could recreate the table, but I don't think there's any need. Let's see here. I am going to delete some stuff though. Let's delete all of this stuff here. And let's just really quickly look at our table. So our table is going to have just a few columns, right? We're going to have an ID, and that's going to be like the connect account ID, when it was created, whether the charges are enabled. Like that's super important, because if the charges are not enabled, there's really no point in trying to set up like a payment link or anything like that. The country, the email of the person that set it up, the business type, whether it's an individual sole proprietorship or like a company, and then just like the name of the business, right? And so what we're going to try and do is we're just going to try and use Hasura to add this to this GraphQL, to add this to this Postgres database. So let's see here. Just going to go back to, here. And let's see. So I can basically just like mock out what I want my query to look like here, right?
Yeah. Do you want to do a insert data or a query for data?
You know, I want to do a mutation. Let me,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah. So, yep, there you go.
All right, cool. So I'm looking good here so far.
Yep. Yep.
All right,
And then
cool.
you can just like click away.
All right. So I can literally just click. I can just click all these things.
Yeah. And then fill in the boxes if you want.
Nice, nice. Okay. So I wanted to insert in a Stripe account, right? Just one.
One. Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to grab this. I want to update all of these things. And if I want them to be variables, do I just like click this thing here?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Let's do that. And then charges enable. We can have that be a variable as well. And it's yelling at me.
If you want to know a secret, there's so if you click on the right hand side docs, like on the very far right, there's like a little expander thing.
Yeah.
And then click mutation root, the yellow one, and then search for insert Stripe accounts 1. And so yeah, click insert Stripe accounts 1, and the variable type is insert Stripe accounts insert Stripe accounts insert input, and that will let you pass any combination of those variables. So basically, if you just give it this type, so if you do it like this, so if you do it like object is insert
Right
Stripe accounts 1.
Oh my God.
Yeah, if you do it like that, then it will basically let you pass in all of these.
Oh man. I want what you just said in text form. Let me see here.
Yeah, I put it in the chat.
Okay. Let me see if I can grab it from the chat real quick. Is it in this chat or the? Oh, look at that. Oh, there we go.
Yeah,
Cool.
so basically where you have all those like variables at the very top of the query, that's like name, get rid of all of those, and then just put that one thing. Yeah, and then for the type of object, make it object and then $ object. And then that will let you pass all of them.
Oh, that's clutch.
Yeah.
So I can just do this.
Yeah. And then you just have to make a selection of what you want to be returned.
Okay. I just want the ID. Cool. So what does my query variable look like in that case?
Press Control or Command Space, and it will. If you do open parenthesis, open brackets, and then Control or Command Space to autocomplete, like in VS Code, it should give you a suggestion. But basically, it'd be like quote object, and then inside of that will be another nested object.
All right.
And then it would be the individual variable names in there.
Okay. All right. So let's see. So it'd be something like ID. And then how does that work? Do I have to do like a ID or what?
You could put like 1. So you basically just give the value for each thing, but it's just like a regular value. So it'd be like the literal number 1.
Oh, nice. Okay. Okay. Nice. All right. Let me see here. So I can just do test, created for here, country. I totally did not know you could do that.
Yeah, it doesn't. It's not very intuitive. I didn't figure it out until like a really long time.
Oh, that's super cool. Let me just raise this up so that people can see it. And let's see here. Charges enabled. True. Let's see. I think that's it. I think I have all of my things here, except for the email. Forgot the email.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then
I need
variable
to
object does not appear in the GraphQL query.
Doesn't?
Did you mean insert Stripe accounts one.
Yeah. Oh, is this?
Oh, no, that's definitely the right type. Input type, insert Stripe accounts one.
Can I like change it to? Yeah, it seems like this would be it, right?
Yeah, I don't know why it's doing that. Oh well.
Let me see here. Yeah, it doesn't like that either. Yeah, it doesn't. It's not digging any of those. All right, let me see here. I think I have some stuff here that I can use. So I just wanted to do an insert, right? So let me just go ahead. I'm gonna grab this mutation real quick. Have a little snippet here. So if I get rid of this object here, I think this could work too. Oh, it doesn't like that. Country does not appear. So yeah, I didn't have country originally. So just for context, I had a snippet just in case because of demo. So let's see here. And ID should be a type of string. So 4.
Oh, got it.
This should work, right?
Yeah.
All right, let's give it. Let's give it a shot. All right. So
yeah,
I'm running it. Oh, here we go. We got our data. Okay, cool. So this query works, and then also these variable works. So essentially all we need to do really quickly is let's grab this mutation, essentially. I'm gonna grab this mutation. I'm gonna go back into my, go back into glitch, and I guess we can just make a new function that lets us just like do a insert based on the information that we get from a webhook. That makes sense, right? So let's try that. We can do const. Is this called a insert? What's the difference between an insert and a upsert? Is it just like Postgres? Essentially?
Yeah, so the upsert will basically either insert or update depending on whether it already exists, and that's pretty much the only difference.
Nice. Okay. All right. So here's our see. So here's the mutation that we just had, and then let's just make a really basic function. Let's call it upsert Stripe account, I guess. And let's see, it'll be async, and it's going to take in just like Stripe account info. And inside of this thing, what we're going to do is we're just going to use this Hasura GQL function that we have, and it's going to use this, let's see, it takes in a query and then query variables. We're going to use this query, and then we're going to use the Stripe account info variables, and we're going to return it, and we're going to await it. And finally, we just need to, what else do we need to do? We need to export this. Got this. All right, cool. So this should work. Executing this function here should do our mutation. We just need to make sure we're passing in the right information. So if we go back to server, we can want to uncomment this out so that we can pull in that function that we just made. Grab the name of it. Let's see here. We are building out the connect webhooks. And let me make this a little bit bigger. Okay, so after we verify the webhook signature, and we're just going to check the type of the event, what we want to do is, let's see here, what do we want to do? So the first thing we're going to need to do is we're going to have to grab the information from the event. Now, if So when you get an event from like Stripe's webhooks, it like sends a body, and it includes all the information about like what actually changed, like the current state of the object. So in the case of like an account being updated, you're going to get an event, and the event is going to have some information about the account, and the account is going to be inside of the event.data.object. So if you grab the object inside of the event, whatever object type it is, that's where the object is located. So in the case of account updated, if you want to actually get to the account information, you just event data object. So
And
once
that's for every webhook, right?
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
For every webhook. Let's see here. So what exactly do we want here? We don't need the entire account though, I guess. Like what we actually want is just like the ID. What do we want? We want the ID. We want the name. We want the let me think about this a little bit more. So actually, it might be useful to go to the docs, actually. Let me just go to the API reference. So these are the reference docs. This is really helpful for seeing what the different objects look like. So then in the case of an account, I'm just going to look at an account to see where everything is. So the ID is a top level attribute. The business type is a top level attribute. The email. But where's the business name? I think that one's actually in the business profile. So we have to go business profile.name. Okay. So maybe we just grab the entire account. So let's say Stripe account is equal to that. And let's see. So we could do await function. We can just put everything in here actually. So the ID is just going to be the Stripe account.id. The name is just going to be the Stripe account.businessprofile.name. We just saw that. The email is going to be the Stripe account.email. The let's see, what else do we have? I think we had created. So Stripe account.created. And then the business type is just going to be, that's also top level. So we can do business type. And then whether the charges are enabled and you can accept payments, that's also there as well. So we could have restructured these. It's fine now. All right, cool. So this should be it. So what's going to happen is we're going to do a test webhook really quickly. And I'm getting an app warning here. What am I getting an app warning? Okay. All right. So code's fine though. So what we're going to do is we're going to get a webhook for whether an account has been updated. And once this webhook is received by our Fastify backend, we're going to call this function upsert Stripe account. And that's going to use a GraphQL mutation to add it to our Postgres database. That's the story. Does that match on the Hasura side?
Yep.
Okay, cool. Let's actually do this now. It took a little bit longer than I expected it to. Let's go to the webhook, and we're just going to do send test event. Let's see. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Okay. Oh no. Huh. 404. That's weird. Let's see. But it sent received.
It said it's received too.
Yeah, maybe I'm missing a break somewhere. Let's see what happened. Oh, I must have had an error somewhere.
Oh, and then it caught it and returned 404.
Yeah. I actually don't know what the error is though. I'd like to know what the error actually is. Let's see here. So we got our Stripe account. Email, business type, charges enabled, This is async. All right, we're gonna have to do some guest-driven development here. So forgive me. Yeah, so that failed. And connection refused. Okay, let's hop back into our environmental variables. Something's missing here. So we have our Hasura admin secret. We got our connect secret. We don't have our Hasura project, which means that we're like making a
request to nowhere.
Exactly. What should that actually be? I think that's supposed to be just this. Let's see here. Just making requests to nowhere. And let's see here. I would expect this to just end here. That's weird. I don't know. I have to look at that later. So let's try this one more time. Hopefully this works. Okay.
Okay. All right.
All right. So this part looks right. We can't trust this though. This thing seems
is the data in the DB?
Yes, that is the question. Let's hop into the DB. Okay, let's look at the webhook real quick just to make sure. Let's see. So what we should see is an account _00 over and over and over again. So fingers crossed. That's what we see when we go to Stripe accounts. And there we go. It's in there. We can actually do a real test too to do that as well. But yeah, this is essentially the pattern for webhooks. If you wanted to like keep state on different things happening inside of your Stripe account. And Hasura actually makes this super easy. Like I have not done a demo that involved a database, generally because it requires a decent amount of work.
Right.
But if you're just doing it with Hasura, it takes like 15 minutes if you know GraphQL better than me.
Yeah, man, it's really cool. Somebody from the audience appears to have caught a mistake, which is we were sending the received event even after catching the error. So
yeah, you're right. Oh, you're right.
Good catch. Good catch. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a great catch. That's a really great catch.
But yeah, no, this is super cool. I learned a bunch of stuff that I didn't know too. And I think that, slightly over an hour to go from nothing to we have an account on Stripe. We have businesses connected to us. We're processing payments. We're storing that info in a database. We have an API. It's just like modern technology is crazy, man.
It is.
But yeah, that is, I guess, pretty much that's all we have time for today. We went a little bit over, actually, getting in the weeds there. Not that I minded. I had a super great time. Charles, thank you. Thanks a ton for attending. That was really fun. And thank you, everyone who is still here. Question, can you code webhooks? Can you code webhooks or serverless functions directly inside Hasura? Unfortunately, you can't put your business logic, right, Realm, right? So you can't put your business logic directly inside of Hasura at the moment. You can do it with, there's a way you can do it using like database add-ons that run like regular languages and using them as SQL functions. And there's some other like convoluted answers, but like for what you're asking, no, the answer is not at the moment. And I'll just kind of leave it at that. You could if you really wanted to, but for what you're asking, like not the way that I know that you're asking about it. Though hopefully in the future, that is something that I personally think would be really cool. Because then you don't have to manage a bunch of infra. You can just kind of like here's like a serverless JavaScript handler, and like that's your action code, and it just runs with Hasura. But yeah, thank you everybody for hanging out with us. I hope that you had fun. Charles, do you have anything that you want to plug for Stripe?
Oh man, what an opportunity! So many things. Definitely check out. Check out, our channel as well if you're interested in learning more about Connect in general. If you're getting started and you want to like bootstrap a platform really, really quickly, you can definitely use the things that we just used here. Stripe, payment links, and Connect OAuth onboarding make it super simple to get started. And Hasura makes it really easy to keep state and like have a database with a really minimal amount of code. Other than that, it's just been really awesome to be on this channel and just like test out Hasura and do cool things. So
Yeah,
thanks
absolutely.
for having me.
Yeah, and you can, I'll just put it out there. I think Charles, he is on Twitter. Do you have a Twitter handle? I can put it up on the screen.
Yes, please.
Okay, I'm gonna find your Twitter handle.
Charles W_dev.
Okay, that's easy enough. It is this. Okay, add from dev. I'm gonna put that on the screen. Yeah, mine's at Gavin Ray dev. So it's those super generic dev handles, in tech. But yeah, that's pretty much it, I guess. I don't really know how to end this thing in like a non-awkward way, as I'm sure many of you can empathize with. So I'm going to say goodbye. And Charles, if you want to say goodbye, and then I'll push the button that stops the thing.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks again for watching. That's all, folks. I don't know.
That's all, folks. Bye.